Welcome to the Bear Down Level Up podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of logistics brokering and interview the brightest minds in business and logistics, sharing secrets to success so you can bear down and level up. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of Bear Down Level Up. I'm your host, Des Clark, along with my co-host, Louis Santana. Y'all know how we roll on Bear Down Level Up. We're going to bring you a nice interview from a guest today that I'm really pumped about getting on and talking logistics and talking about how we win in logistics. And of course, we're going to take you behind the curtain and let you know what's going on with Bear Down Logistics. And we can't forget about Corey's Corner. You know, he's going to come with something silly, something fun, and keep everybody entertained. And then we're going to end it with our final word. But before we get into all of that, let's go to a sponsor read before we come back with our guests. At Bear Down Logistics, we don't just move freight, we move standards. For the brokers who are serious about their craft, the ones who don't guess, don't scramble, and don't chase, but execute with precision, discipline, and purpose. Bear Down Logistics was built for you because when you're operating at a high level, you don't need more options. You need the right partner. And for leaders responsible for moving freight inside your organizations, from sprinter vans to full truckloads to the most complex heavy haul and superload projects in the country, you don't get paid for average. You get paid for certainty, for execution, for getting it done right the first time. That's where we come in. At Bear Down Logistics, we specialize in solving the problems others can't. We bring clarity to complexity, and we execute the details in excellence consistently over time. That is the process of greatness. So if you're a broker looking to level up or a decision maker who refuses to leave execution to chance, it's time to partner with a team that operates like you do. Bear down and let's level up. Visit us at beardownlogistics.com. Again, that is beardownlogistics.com. Hey, so we back with our guest, Levi Van Pay. I wish, man, that's the baddest badass name.
Van Pay.
Van Pay. But it's logistics. Van. Even the
yeah.
And pay
up.
Somebody just, it's crazy. After years in logistics, somebody called me Levi Dry Van Pay. And I'm like, I don't know how we finally arrived here. Let's never repeat it.
Look, he's cool and all.
Yeah.
He's a Packers fan, so he ain't that cool.
Oh, okay.
He's cool, but he's not that cool. But let me introduce this guy before we get 50-foot. So Levi is the director of agent development for Select Transport Partners. And before we get to this whole interview, Levi, introduce yourself to our audience and let them know who you are, what you do, and then we're going to get into it.
Man, first of all, it's great to be here, DC. We've gotten to know each other a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and it's been special, man. Ex-Bear and all. You're a great human being. But people ask me about that after we did our own podcast together. Who is Desmond Clark? And it's been cool getting to know not the ex-NFL player, not even the freight brokerage owner, but the man behind all of it. And you're a stellar human being. So I appreciate you having me here, man. The director of agent development for a agent-based brokerage in Charlotte called Select Transport Partners. It's been a fun ride. Director of agent development, aka Dad.
And I told you, I'm not calling you Dad. I'm director of agent development. I get it, DAD. But I will not put your dad on here.
It's out there. It's been a fun ride, man. I've had a lot of fun getting to know just this industry. I've been in it for about 5 years now. I had zero, and I mean zero plans of being in freight. For a long time, it didn't even feel like my home. There was a little bit of identity crisis. And over the last couple of years, I've really, maybe you kind of felt this too, DC, but over the last couple of years, really made it my own. Happy to be here, and I'm excited to leave a mark.
So tell me this. You mentioned a couple of things there. You said identity crisis. You said that you this wasn't your goal to become Dad, DAD. Tell me a little bit about where you came from before you got into this industry and like that lineage to where you are now.
Yeah, man, I fell ass backwards into this. It wasn't even I'm trying something new. It was I was living in Las Vegas. I was about 23, 24 up to, I probably lived there until I was like 26 years old. And I graduated college. I was a director of a marketing company. Cushy role. I was happy with it. This is what I went to school for, right? This is the American dream. You go to school for something, you get a job in that field, and you grow, right? So I was doing that and simultaneously preparing to spearhead the opening of a new office in Nashville. So I moved out to Nashville to open the office for this new company. And COVID struck. COVID came down like a plague on all, quite literally. And within 2 months, that company was, it was over leveraged, right? So within 2 months, I was furloughed. And then before I knew it, I'd lost my job and I had just bought my first house. So it was about the scariest situation a young man could find himself in. And the first job I found was a driver recruiter position for this company called Western Express in Nashville. And I was great at it. There was like 75 recruiters. I was top 3 or 4 and just kind of took to it. Right. But I hated it. It was soul sucking. It was maybe the worst thing I've ever done. And after about a year of that, I was like, screw this. I don't want to do this anymore. There's got to be something else. And it came down to doing agent recruiting or something that was more in line with my past career position. And I took the agent recruiting role and I have just not looked back. I took to it. I've been running and brother, here we are.
Here we are. I know you got some questions too, but before we get into that, I always started off, I want to starting off all of our interviews with this one question. How do you win in logistics? How and define, if you want to define what win means to you, and then whatever sector of logistics, like we want to edutain our listeners about how do we continue to win and how can we sustain that winning edge?
Edutain. I've never heard that, bro, but I like that.
Educate and entertain.
It's exclusive to Bear Down Level Up.
I'm going to wrap that into my answer. So I asked myself a philosophical question after that story I just told you. Why, Levi, why did you want to get out of freight so badly? Why did you hate this so much? It was because I felt drained. I felt like essentially, if this industry, here was the philosophical question. If this industry is so relationship based, why are we not working with others? Why is it so siloed and fragmented and everybody is tribal? So to answer your question, man, I believe that a lot like we're doing, DC, working together as competing agent programs, and we do this with plenty of different programs, build the community up, edutain, as you would say. So make learning fun for young people that have no idea this industry exists, but simultaneously work with the people that are already in this industry. And instead of being enemies, work together because abundance is real. And if you have a mindset that is set around that, you'll fly and it works well.
That's right. I wanted to ask you a question as far as you said, well, let me ask you this actually. You said you had a identity crisis at a certain point in your career. What was the turning point? Like at what point did you realize, okay, this is who I am. This is what I love to do in that sector that you're in now?
It's an awesome question, man. This morning, yesterday, I reached out to Matt Silver on LinkedIn. If you know Andrew and Matt, I mean, they're big dogs in the freight industry. So
a lot of people are not going to know Andrew and Matt. First, let's tell who Andrew and Matt is.
Yeah, so they were big. I don't know their exact history, but they made a lot of money in. I don't want to misspeak. I think it was Coyote.
It is Coyote.
Okay.
It was Coyote, right? Yeah, I mean, they grew. They're big dogs. Now, Matt is, I believe, a co-owner of Cargado. Not exactly sure what Andrew's doing these days.
So you reach out to those guys, and
I've reached out to Matt to be on my podcast, Freight Agent Insider, the #1 freight agent podcast in the United States. And I said, hey, man, I love Cargado. I love what you're doing. I'd love to have you on the show sometime. And I noticed, so there's going to be a point to all of this. I noticed 2 years prior to that, he had reached out to me about Cargado, and I'd never responded. So to answer this question in a very roundabout way, it took years for me to actually feel like I was truly a part of this industry with the ability to make a difference. I just never felt like the identity crisis was I never felt like I truly belonged here. I mean, after going to school for something completely different, falling into this industry, I didn't feel like I truly belonged. So I think a couple years ago, it finally switched where I was like, Levi, you're here. And if you're going to be here, you need to do something, because you can't just drift through life, collect a paycheck, go out there and make your mark on the world. Here we are.
I like that.
yeah.
So when you felt like you had a purpose was when that whole crisis went away, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it's why there is so much turnover in freight, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a it can be rough for a lot of people that are just collecting a paycheck, man. Like I was in this for like 4 years, and all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, it's been 4 years and I feel like I haven't done anything. It's time to either go do something else that you're passionate about or become passionate about this.
Like
Levi, down here we say you either got a fucking barbecue or mildew, one of the two. Here go.
That's right.
That's right. And to speak to the identity crisis, I had that when I was in the financial industry.
Okay.
When I first got there. And this is how it was cracked open for me, not just for the financial industry, just for me as a person, because when I was coming out of the NFL, I was always used to being the guy that everybody approached.
Okay.
Right. Everybody always wanted something from me.
Right.
And I was the one who had to be protective. So now I'm on the other side of that as a financial advisor. And now I got to go to people with, titles and money and say, hey, I want something from you. I want your time.
Right.
And that was a conflict for me, because same thing what you were saying, Levi. I was like, man, I'm only a couple years into financial advising. Who am I to go up to a CEO and say, hey, man, I want a chance to manage your finances?
Right.
Are you freaking kidding me? Like, that was a hard, because I didn't, like you said, Levi, I didn't think that I had what it took. And so my man Manny Amesqua, probably one of the best leaders that I've ever worked with, I went to him and I told him this, and he said, Desmond, how do you think people feel when they have to approach you? And I was like, yeah, I could see that. But then this was the key that unlocked everything. He said, how would you want people to approach you? I was like, just come up and say hello. And hey, man, I seen that you play with the Chicago Bears. Just wanted to say, hey, good job. I appreciate whatever you do, whatever. And he was like, that's the same way Joe CEO and Joe COO and president of this wants to be approached too. Hey, man, I know you work at such and such. You're doing a good job. Hey, can I buy you a beer?
Yep.
And I was like, damn, it's just that easy, just to approach anybody.
It's that simple.
And in the freight industry also, Levi, now that you're there, is it just that simple?
Yeah, I think you have to ask yourself a question: is what do you actually want to do here? I have a belief, DC, that you can walk into any industry and say, I want to be here and I want to make my presence known. But to do that, you have to put yourself out there. I put on LinkedIn yesterday that one of my biggest fears is public speaking. What are we doing right now?
No,
we're kind of doing that.
Easy, Levi. Just stand up in front of a couple thousand people.
Yeah, sure.
Even less than that, what we're doing right now is terrifying for me. But I have this belief, and it's a profound belief, that if you want to grow, you have to force yourself to grow by putting yourself in uncomfortable positions and situations. So when I was in Las Vegas, I had kind of like a side passion. It was fashion design. I got good at it too. I was doing like leather accessories for mostly leather accessories for men. And I had no idea.
Hold on, we ain't just gonna breeze right past that. You was doing leather accessories for men. That sounds kind of suspect. All right, so you're gonna have to explain.
I'm curious. I'm curious, but I'm not curious.
So when you need your assless chaps at Christmas time, you guys know who to call.
Oh my goodness!
I'm glad you said something because I was gonna let it go, but I was.
I can't let that.
Assless chaps. No. It was like belts, wallets, backpacks, things like that. And the point of this is I had no idea how to break into this industry. But what I found out, man, and this is the truth and this is reality. If you knock on enough doors, if you bang on enough doors and you kick those motherfuckers down and you push hard enough, eventually you're going to find yourself in rooms you never imagined. And at one point, I got invited backstage to hang out with the Backstreet Boys, who I was doing some of this work for. And I just remember thinking it was the same feeling getting on this podcast because it never really went away. It's, wow, I'm nervous. I'm nervous to walk into this room because do I belong here? And the identity crisis is continually working through that. I don't think it just flips off one day. And I open the door and the 5 Backstreet Boys and a bunch of people are sitting there looking at me. And I just told myself, you walk in there, act like you belong there. So for anybody in freight that wants to, be more than where you are right now, you've got to put yourself out there. You got to be not afraid of taking risks. Who cares if you say something stupid? DC, when you were on my podcast, I forgot Clay Matthews' name, for God's sakes. It was embarrassing, but life goes on, right? Like you make mistakes, you learn from it, and don't forget Clay Matthews' name ever again. The greatest.
Yeah, and he came in with a Green Bay hoodie on.
Oh wow!
Look that I was like, oh damn, this is where we're gonna do this.
This is how we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
Nice.
So, man, one thing that you said is like you kick that door in, right? That's the easy part, to build up that courage to go kick that door in. Get on that phone, dial the numbers. But I think the most important part is that next part, being able to communicate who you are, what you do, and the value that you have, right? And it's not going to be there early, right?
Yeah,
you're going to stumble over yourself. You're going to, you're going to get coached. This is your pitch, right? And you're going to stumble all over that thing for a few times, but you have to keep doing it, and you have to keep getting into those rooms and going into the rooms where they're speaking a language that you may not know, but over the course of time, just like a infant, right?
Mm-hmm.
They learn the language because they keep hearing it, right? And that's the part where when people are starting off in this industry, you cannot shy away from that. Yeah, go and be the dumbest one in the room, but keep going there. Eventually, you're not going to be the dumbest one in the room because you're going to pick up on everything.
Right.
So
yeah. I mean, it was a case in point was Bear Down Logistics, right? Des, like, dude, when I reached out to you the first time was over LinkedIn. I assumed by just what I saw, this guy's been here for a long time. He's an expert. He knows what he's doing, which you are. You are indeed that. But it's repetition of people seeing you do the same thing over and over again. And eventually it's like the saying, nobody is required to believe in your dreams. You have to make them believe.
Right.
No one is required to believe in your dreams.
You
have to make them, convince them, inspire them to believe in it. Yeah, that may come up on a post somewhere, Levi.
I like that.
You like that one?
So here's what I like to say, and I posted this the other day. I started Bear Down Logistics not so I could do freight, but so I can help lead other people that do freight, that's experts like this guy. So you mentioned the expertise. Real quickly, talk to that. Talk to that maturation process that you had to go through to become an expert in heavy haul?
Well, a lot has to do with this. What Levi was saying in the beginning. I remember when I first stepped into my first freight office, I was like, what did I get myself into here? But it really comes down to confidence. Like, confidence is key, because you're going to get on that phone, you're going to talk to somebody that is asking for something that you may have prepped for, but you don't know every question that's going to be thrown at you. But as long as you answer, whether it's I don't know or I'm going to figure it out, or the actual answer with confidence, that's all that matters. You're dealing a lot with, and especially in our industry, you're dealing with a lot of business owners. The logistics side of what we're doing for them is just a small piece of the entire pie, right? So they just want to know that at the end of the day, whoever's going to move this piece of equipment or do this project cargo for them, it's going to get handled. And they're going to be called with solutions, not problems. Right. And whoever's taking care of it, whether they know the answers or not, they have that confidence, or they give off that confidence that they're going to figure it out.
Right.
So,
and with you and Dad, Levi, how's
going on you, isn't it?
How do you instill that confidence into your agents that you are in charge of?
Yeah, it's a relationship-based business. It's getting to know them one-on-one and earning trust. Listen, I think I'm too young, and I think there's too many people that have been in this industry far longer than me for me to come in and simply assert myself as the de facto leader. I can't do that. I know a lot, but I'm a student of the game, and there's always more that I want to learn. And I think, like one thing I've always said about even my own podcast, DC, was I remember when I first started it, I was nervous because, and I was talking to my friend Zach Davis about this, what if people don't watch it because I'm not an expert at what we're talking about? And he said, you might not be, but people are going to watch it because you're going to become a broker of knowledge. You're going to have all these people on with all of these different secrets and tips, and you're going to learn from all of them. You're going to have a little bit of everything from everyone. And that's something that I kind of carry with me as my weapon now.
It's crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's literally what drives me. I mean, this is what, our 4th or 5th episode.
Right.
And the first,
about nervous.
I mean, I tell you, I still get nervous. We're in my house. Yeah. So this is as comfortable as I can get, but for me, it's just being in front of a camera. It's just,
the man had to go and take a shot before the first episode.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, dude, I don't know what to do, man. He's like, take a shot. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that.
Did you do it?
I walk over to my room, and my wife's sitting there. I'm like, hey, don't judge me. I'm about to take a shot. She's like, what the? I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Hey, I came back in here. We shot it. Everything was fine. Yeah.
Bro, it becomes so natural over time. I had Malcolm Harris. If you guys know who Malcolm Harris is of What the Truck, he was on my show the other day, and I was like, man, you make this seem so easy. Like he had some of the greatest motivational answers I've ever heard, and it was all off the cuff. And I had to mention to the guests who are listening, I'm like, you got to realize it's not nearly as easy watching from home thinking, wow, that answer sounds kind of dumb, or that didn't make a whole lot of sense. When somebody can accurately convey their message, especially off the cuff, how difficult it is doing this stuff, because there is a low grade anxiety and kind of a stress about doing this.
I'll tell you what though, Levi, you're doing a pretty good job though.
Yeah, and you got to go.
Yeah,
I know you probably haven't checked out his work yet, but you got to go check out it.
Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
I appreciate it.
We'll cross promote it. Matter of fact, you already said the name of it. Say the name of it one more time.
A Freight Agent Insider.
And it's the number one freight agent podcast out there. As you
yeah. There's not a whole lot of them, so it wasn't too hard to get to the top of the chart. But I'm not going to take anything away from myself.
Nice. Hey, so I got a couple more questions for you. One, Levi, you don't do what we do as far as specializing heavy haul, but I just want to hear from you. Like, if you was to give us advice, because what we are every day trying to accomplish is being the most well-known, the most respected, not just for his namesake, but as far as execution also. We want to be the top heavy haul logistics brokerage in the U.S. What, from your knowledge base and everybody who you talk to, what can you tell us that we probably should think about, or some type of philosophy or execution-wise? Hey, keep doing this, start doing this, and then you guys keep ascending to the top.
Repetition. You guys are doing it right now. It's finding not even heavy haul niche specific individuals to like hop on your show, for example. It's industry leaders, having them on your show. It's going to expand your brand simply by repetition. People are going to see, oh, Bear Down, the heavy haul company. Bear Down, they do the heavy haul stuff, right? Oh, yeah. I just saw them last week. I know exactly what they do. When you, again, kick down these doors, when you put yourself in front of everybody again and again and again, and everybody knows what you do, it's hard to forget it.
Yeah. You got any last questions before I ask mine?
I do. What's one thing, because he's in the recruiting, right?
Agent development.
So
he wasn't recruiting.
Okay. So what's one thing that you find yourself always, what one attribute that you always look for in an agent to decide if this is going to be a good fit, or if he's a good fit, whatever the case? There's got to be one attribute that you always go for. Is what's that?
Big Sassy, that's a great question. It's got to be tenacity. It's got to be the guys and gals that just don't know how to stop. I've had people, and I do still do a lot of the recruiting. It's kind of easy when, Des, you probably got this too, where again, you put your stuff out there enough on LinkedIn is the perfect spot. TikTok also, people just start kind of naturally, there's a natural interest. They reach out to you and it's boom, done, recruited. But I've had a lot of people over the years that didn't really have a large book of business, but there was a hunger that they had of, hey, and you learn all of this through their story. Pretty quickly, hearing their story and their background and where they're at now and what they're looking for. Are you family oriented? Are you money motivated? What's going to get you to that next level? Some people have it, some people don't. In DC, we might have talked about this at one point, but I believe there is something that makes a good salesman and a good saleswoman. I think that's a big piece of it. And you got that or you don't.
Right. Yeah. Right. So that was actually going to be my question. What makes a good agent, right?
Yeah.
But since he asked that question already, I'm gonna ask you this question. Anything else that you want to say before we transition to the next part of this podcast?
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers have dynasty. This goes, I mean, it's not even a dynasty now, it's a legacy. 50 plus years. Desmond, you didn't have to play against Aaron Rodgers too much, but what are your thoughts on the greatest ever play?
I played against Aaron Rodgers from 2008 all the way to 2010. So I had three seasons there, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah. I forgot your questions. I was battling listening.
It was more of a statement.
And what was that statement, man? I had tuned you out as soon as you said Green Bay's legacy. Whatever.
Very beginning.
Make the statement.
Packers, the greatest to ever do it. Go Pack, go.
That's it for Levi, folks. We're gonna take him off, and when we come back after this sponsor read, we're gonna jump into Behind the Curtain, where we're gonna tell you about the trip that we're ready to make. And I was gonna invite Levi, but we're not gonna do it. We'll be right back with you guys in a second.
Love you, brother.
This next segment is brought to you by Bear Down Logistics TMS Alvis. Just count the time your team spends jumping between tabs and spreadsheets, re-entering data just to move a single load. That's margin walking out of the door. The Alvis TMS has a complete fix for that. Trust me, they rescued me from the hell I was in with my first TMS I implemented when I started Bear Down. From tender to payment, your entire operation can live in one place. With built-in automation and intuitive workflows, freight operation teams across the country, including mine, are creating loads at under 2 minutes and getting 2 to 4 hours back every single day from these manual tasks. Start being less busy and become more productive. And let's get those loads loaded up and moved out. Go schedule your free demo. It was life-changing for me and Bear Down Logistics. Tell them Des Clark sent you, and that is Alvis, spelled ALVYS.com. We're back, and we're about to take you behind the curtain. So, man, this is something I don't think that neither one of us a year ago, especially not 2, 3, 4 years ago.
6 months ago.
6 months.
We're going international, baby.
We would have never said, okay, let's think about doing this. So we're getting ready to take this trip to Break Bulk Europe, right? It's in the Netherlands, booked a flight, hotel rooms, and all that stuff. But it's not just about taking the trip. What really struck me was how, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back or pat you on the back, or as the young people say, glaze you or glaze myself.
I like that.
But just the evolution that we've had as business owners in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
To say, let's take this trip over to the Netherlands so we can be the point of contact instead of somebody always handing us off freight. You know, we want to go and talk to the actual people that's moving the project freight and say, let us handle the project.
Yeah.
Let us be the quarterback. Let us be the point person.
Yep.
Man, but before we kind of settle in on this, my question to you was, can we do a better job? Can we offer something that's going to be uniquely different? Talk about that and the mindset that we have going over here and what we're trying to get accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, in order for us to provide the service that we came up with to these, potential clients internationally, we have to come with a structure, a system, better product, better service, a team for us to be able to stand out, because we're just going to be just like everyone else. One of many. So besides the fact that we're going over there like as minorities,
and we got to talk about the thing that you was kind of afraid of, but I'll let you get finished.
But just building the systems and processes and a team to back me. Absolutely, yes, we could offer. Now looking at it and kind of, because this was all an idea. In the beginning, it was like, we were kind of not invited, but like we did so well at the Break Bulk of Americas here in Houston that, and then we missed the one in New Orleans. I think it was New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans. And then we were told about the one in Europe and kind of like the advantage that you have. And from there, we kind of just started like thinking. But in order for that to happen, I came to the realization maybe a month or two ago, was like, this isn't going to work just me going over there and selling domestic freight. I have to go over there and sell the turnkey service, which is what I love to do here when it comes to rigging, crane, permitting, escorts, everything that you offering that turnkey service.
Right.
But now we're going to do it in the international level. Right. So in order for us to provide that service that you were mentioning, is we have to be able to have a team behind us. And I feel like in the last 6 months or so, we've built up a good team of, transloaders, importers, exporters, customs clearance agents, freight forwarders, drayage companies, and all that stuff that we personally have worked with, not just people that are on our email chain that we can send out, that we personally have done business with these people, and we picked them out of many and said, hey, we're going to do this. Would you be interested? Can I call you? And so that's how we could stand out.
And I think the biggest part of what we're going to accomplish is we no longer want to be the person at the end of the chain where people are handing us freight, right?
Exactly.
And the thing that you brought to me that kind of illuminated the whole plan is, when, as it's constructed right now, the freight forwarders, whoever that may be, they come and they run the whole system.
Right. They quarterback the whole thing.
Right. But then they're adding on margin to each leg of it. And that's where you said that we can get an advantage because we don't want to make money off of the import.
The importing, the customs clearance, the drayage, the transloading. That's 4 steps.
Right.
That we don't need to put money on. We just need to bring the people on, get their rates,
and execute.
And then we'll just do what we're good at. We'll put our profit on the domestic outbound heavy hauling OOG transport.
And that spoke to me because, I'm not going to run away from. We make a pretty good margin on the transport for the heavy haul, right? So we would then take on more responsibility to make sure that is done in the proper way to bring down the expense for said customer that we're going after once we go in Europe. No drop off in service, hopefully better service.
Yeah, if anything, better service, right? And then if you really think about it, it's going to be more work because now we're quarterbacking with no profit margin. So it's kind of like, what are you doing? Why aren't you trying to make money off the phone calls and the updating that you got to keep everybody in line so that the final mile is good,
right?
Where you make your money. Because if all this goes to crap, you're not getting that profit here. So yeah, there's a risk, there's a reward, but at the end of the day, it's really just managing and looking at the bigger picture. It's not about one time, it's about a volume.
Yes. Yes. And you stole my thought right out of my head. Yeah, we'll make the same money for doing a little bit more work, but if we position this correctly, now. So hold on, we'll probably make more money. I'm sorry, you forgot the piece of this. That right now, all we get is the heavy haul.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all we get is the heavy haul because that's why people call us. Mm-hmm. But we have the ability to do all of the ground movements.
Right.
From once it hits the port and clear customs, we have the ability to do not just heavy haul.
Just regular containers, open tops. Yep.
All of that. Yeah. And then, like you said, we have the relationships with dredge companies to move to warehouses and storage and all of that stuff that we don't want to make money on. But any other transportation, not just heavy haul, but any other transportation, we have the ability to do. So now we get to control that part of it and not just the smallest volume part of that, which is the oversized dimensional, or as they call it, OOG.
Yeah. And you know what? As you were talking, I kind of thought something. We should bring them with us. We should record one of the days over in we're going to the Netherlands. I don't know if we said we're going to, we should record there, maybe in the middle of the week, and just kind of talk about how it's going. And then after the fact, and then kind of give them the updates on how the progress is on our new business idea.
I got my videographer, but I'm thinking about, damn, I got about to fly.
No, I wouldn't say videographer. I think we bring the setup. I know you like to bring. Tim is cool. Shout out to Tim, by the way.
I want to do it right.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do it, I want to make sure it's high quality.
No, but I think we could. I mean, it's just shooting a podcast like this, even in the hotel room, just kind of talking about how it was. Just giving feedback and bringing them along.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. We could kind of do some short videos while in the convention.
Yeah.
But doing an episode in the hotel. I think it would be
yeah. We definitely got to do that. But I didn't tell you that I already looked up a golf course over there, and I'm going to play golf at some point.
I'm bringing my clubs in.
You don't even play golf, man.
Oh man,
you've been talking about it for a while.
I play.
You play now.
What do you bring? You bring your driver, your 137, your putt. I mean, you bring your whole bag.
Hell yeah! Why would I?
Oh my gosh!
If I'm going to get around the golf over there in the Netherlands, I'm fucking going to play golf. I ain't going to just putt.
Well, I'm coming with you. You thought you were going to leave me, but
no,
I cannot be.
Let's talk about that
please.
Right there. So
this guy's crazy. Dude.
So he sent me all of his stuff. Like he had his whole itinerary already laid out, and he was going to go from this date to this date, and so we're getting ready to buy the ticket.
Not me. We.
No. He had his whole itinerary. And he was going to be going from this day to this day. And when I looked at it, I was like, maybe I want to go 1 or 2 days less than he's going. And so I said, go ahead and book your ticket. And then we got on the conversation. You said you booking yours too, right? And I was like, but no, I'm gonna come a day after you.
But
And
just listen to what
the look on his face.
Listen to what he just said. I've never been to the Netherlands. I don't speak Dutch. Okay,
I don't speak Dutch.
I barely speak Spanish, and I'm Spanish descent, right? So he wants me. He thought I was making all this itinerary and not including him to be on the same flight, to land in the same airport at the same time, to go straight to the hotel, check in, go attend, and then come back at the same time. I'm not going to another country where I don't know what their signs look. I got to tell a tax. No. If we're gonna get lost, we're gonna get lost together.
Well, I'm gonna say this. The reason why I thought he was making plans for himself is because he had the lay down seats.
Oh yeah. But it's the same Airbus. It was the same thing.
Yeah,
the same airplane.
And I was like, I'm not paying for the lay down seats.
Yeah,
I'll sit up.
I wasn't either. Yeah, I'm good.
I'll sit up and pay a little bit less than
it was a $4,000 difference to lay down. I was like, yeah. You know what? I got a bad back. That's the thing. Though. So I'm going to take a lot of Advil and
we'll say that.
A lot of Advil and Tylenol, but yeah, definitely going to sit down on this flight here.
But my whole thing was like the look that you gave me when I said, yeah, I'm going to come a day.
I was offended.
And afraid.
More offended because I thought I couldn't believe that you thought that we were just going to go separately. Like we've been to Midland, Texas. We've been to Jersey. We've been to Houston. California, Houston. And everything is seats right next to each other. All of a sudden, we're leaving the country. I got to get my passport for this. And this guy's like, "Yeah, why don't you just go ahead and no. I'm not going. I'm coming with. Is your wife coming? Like, what's going on? What am I missing here? What's going on?"
It was like you could have put like sound effects in there as soon as I said that. Skrrr, like, slow this shit down. What are you talking about?
Whatever. We're gonna talk about this right now. Yeah. What are you telling me?
So I was like, man, I'll go to a different country and I'll just go get lost, like, and won't care.
Yeah.
Find my way back and talk to the locals and I know it's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say dangerous.
It could be dangerous.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
But
you don't know where you're at. Like you say, you don't know who you're talking to. But that's one of the allures to me traveling is like get away from.
We don't got time to get lost, dude. We got business to handle. Getting lost sounds like a couple of days.
Listen, we have a game plan. We already have a set amount of conversations that we want to go have, and if we can knock those conversations out,
we go to the golf course.
No, we're gonna go to the golf course the first day that we get there when we get off the plane because the conference don't start until the next day.
That's right. Oh yeah, because we're leaving Sunday. Yeah. We got there on Monday.
There on Monday, and then the conference starts on Tuesday.
That's right.
But yeah, if we could knock these conversations out, hit our goals.
Yeah, I don't even. We did the same thing at Break Bulks in Houston. I don't think we went the third day. So
no, we didn't. Yeah, we hit everything.
Yeah, we did what we had to do.
Yeah,
we handle business.
Yes. So. Yeah, man. So that's what's going on behind the curtain with Bear Down Logistics. And it's a mind shift. It's an evolution when I thought about it of, not just being satisfied with people handing us freight from a bigger project. We want to be the plug. We want to be the plug, right? Oh, we want to go meet the plug.
I want to hatch. Yeah. Who gave me the analogy of it was American Gangster.
Yeah.
Remember when he went actually to, what was it, Philippines or?
Yeah, to the Philippines.
And he went over there and found the plug himself. That's what we're doing. We're coming. Machetes, golf clubs, golf
clubs and forums. And the one thing that we got to do, which we're working on now, is really putting together a good presentation. So, because the thing that we don't know, I don't know what language they're going to speak. I don't know how that communication. So we're going to have to figure all that stuff out on the fly. But what we're going to do is have a nice presentation that we can hand to people so they can understand what we do from beginning to end and how we can offer a better, different, more inexpensive service to them by going with us. So that's going to be the challenge. I know once we get there, there's going to be we got to figure some things out here and there. But, I think that's the beauty of it, though, is that we don't know and we got to figure it out.
Yeah, man. It's so crazy. Like you said, we would have never thought a year, 2 years, 3 years that we'd be doing this, but it's not like I came on the Bear Down and you had these ideas or you were here and I came and I brought the ideas. We're literally coming up with the stuff together. And we're so accustomed to stepping into uncomfortable situations that we're just like, yeah, we're going to Netherlands. And people are like, you guys are going to, like, oh yeah, we are. And to people, it's like what do you mean? And to us, because we're so used to being uncomfortable, it's like, yeah, I mean, there's times where I'm like I said, don't leave me alone. We're going together.
No, you literally said, I don't want to say I'm going to be tied to your hip, but
I'm going to be tied. Don't play with me, Des.
I'm going to be there. I'm not going to be like, or take me to where I need to. He
doesn't understand how firm I was in that when I said that. I said, I'm not playing with you, man.
Listen,
I'm coming. I just found out that he was going with his golf clubs.
I recorded that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So we may have to.
Let's clip it for him. And I just found out now that he's going to go play golf. Even if I don't know how to play, I'm going, bro, you're not leaving me in the hotel room. Oh, we done half the day working. I'm going with you, man. Don't worry. I'll be quiet.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And quite frankly, I feel more comfortable if I have you with me, but I would still.
I know you do by yourself.
If I was doing it by myself, I'm still going to go, but I have a little bit more confidence having you tied to the hip.
Appreciate it, man.
So that's what's going on behind the curtain with Bear Down Logistics. Once we come back from the Netherlands, we'll give you guys an update on what was the impact, we were able to accomplish. And
we'll try to even give you one over there. So maybe it's just a kind of quick one.
We can pack all this stuff up and take it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll give you an update while we're there.
So that's behind the curtain. And when we come back after our sponsor read, we got Corey's Corner. What Corey is coming with this time. We'll see when we come back. If you're running a freight brokerage and still chasing payments like we were a few years ago before Hall Pay, dealing with carrier fraud or leaving money on the table, you need to check out Hall Pay. They give brokers like you and me flexible, non-recourse capital. Let me say that again, non-recourse capital. That's a game changer. Automated carrier payments and a verified payment network that protects you from fraud on both sides of every transaction. You can even earn revenue from quick pay. And if you work with small fleets, Hall Pay has carrier factoring programs for them also. So everyone in the transaction gets taken care of. It's the payment and finance platform built specifically for freight. Check out my guys at hallpay.io. That's spelled HAULPAY.io. And we're back with Corey's Corner. Hey, Corey Davis there. What you got for us today, Corey? We're interested to know, like we're dying to know, because the last few times, man, you kept us on our toes. Every time. And we want to make sure if you are challenging us with something this time, we're going to kick your ass this time, Corey.
Well, listen, you guys were talking about go to the Netherlands. So what a great time to bring up the World Cup. You guys know it. Yeah. Now,
you the Spanish descent. You from the Dominican.
We don't play
descent.
We don't play soccer. Yeah, we play baseball.
Yeah.
Now,
sometimes
I'm not a soccer fan. I don't know. It sounds like you guys are in the same boat with me. So I'm not going to really talk about soccer as much, but I'm going to talk about the host cities and the ticket prices.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's in the U.S. this year, right?
Well, it's in North America. So
North America, yes.
North America. We have some in Canada and some in Mexico. The majority of them, yes, are in America, though.
Yeah, I know they plan some in Chicago. I actually had somebody reach out to me to try to connect them to Soldier Field. I don't know where that went, but yeah, so that's the only reason I know that is in North America this year.
Yep, and the Netherlands will be there. So let's start off with that. They're going to be playing in Dallas, Jerry World, AT&T Stadium. How much do you think the cheapest ticket is in Dallas for and this is the first game. So they do a grouping. So as they consolidate, kind of like a March Madness, those games will get more expensive. This is just the preliminary
group. This is the pool play, just to see who qualifies to to the next round.
Okay.
Oh.
Who are they playing? I'm ready. I'm locked in right now.
I want to say they play Japan.
Okay.
So we got to talk about the yen.
Is it in yen or is it in Dutch?
This is all American
It's all
USD.
American.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so
The cheapest ticket.
This is the cheapest ticket
in Dallas Stadium.
as of yesterday night on Ticketmaster. The cheapest ticket.
Oh, it's a World Cup, so it's the most watched.
Yeah.
Besides the Super Bowl,
International. This is international here.
And the most popular sport in the world. So NFL ticket, a good NFL ticket is going to cost you like $300.
Easily. Yeah.
So I'm going to say the cheapest ticket for this is, let's say, $575.
$575 is your guess.
I'm gonna go with $1,450.
Okay. So
$1,400.
you guys are kind of both in between. It's $936 is
Wow.
the cheapest
Yeah,
ticket. So
we
just
right
That's like
between.
nosebleeds.
that is the cheapest ticket that, most like, I don't know where they were at exactly, but I would imagine
But it's
they are,
nosebleeds.
they're up high. Yeah. Yeah. Parking's probably going to be another $200 too.
Are they selling these on Ticketmaster? Because I might just resell for.
Hold on,
Ticketmaster?
hold on.
Yeah.
Let's back up to something. Corey, you didn't know that we was going to talk about the Netherlands today.
No.
Wow,
So that's crazy.
it is crazy.
That you brought that to us, and you had no idea that we was talking about going to the Netherlands. But I just had to point that out. Continue, sir.
It's crazy.
No. Yeah. So, hopefully, I don't know when your meetings are going to be happening, but I think that's in the middle of June. You may want to schedule that appropriately because they might be busy over there watching that game. So
June 16th through the 18th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh,
No, it may be a good time, right? Because
Could
everybody's
be.
in a festive mood
Yeah.
if they're winning or if they're losing. It's the World Cup.
well, they will be playing in America. So I don't know what the time difference is. I would imagine it's like 14 hours or so.
It's like 6 hours.
Is it 6? Okay.
6, 7.
When are they playing?
I think that particular game versus Japan was either the 14th or the 15th. So
Oh, okay.
close to. Yeah, very close to.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I wanted there's a bunch of them. I just wanted to target a few. But the USA team plays in LA at SoFi Stadium over there. How much do you think that ticket cost? Now they
Who are
play
they playing against?
Paraguay.
Paraguay. Okay. LA. We're gonna go a little bit more.
So the Netherlands, they have a good soccer team
yeah.
every year.
do. They wear orange. I love orange.
And also, you got to take in consideration it's California, so
It's U.S.
it's U.S. California. I would say I'm gonna go and stick to my $1,450. $1,450.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go about 300 under that, 1,100.
Okay, Des, you're a little bit more in place. Surprisingly, $992 is the cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that place, fun fact, does not have air conditioning. I've been told.
SoFi?
Yeah. Yep.
Is it open? Is it retractable?
It is open. They let the breeze come in from the ocean there in Inglewood.
Oh, yeah.
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 $992. Can you believe that? Almost $1,000 just to go watch a soccer game.
So that whole area out there in Inglewood, SoFi Stadium, man, that place is, because I was out there for an event for Founders Club. So you got Staples, the new Staples Centers there too.
Yep.
The Staples Centers look like it's a football field. So those two places out there, like you could see both of them.
Really?
Man, it's just like Inglewood has become a different place out there. It's really nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They definitely gentrified it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've seen pictures. I've never been out there, but I can only imagine they put a lot of money into that area.
Yeah.
100%. So just kind of wheedle it down. Now I kind of want to look at the lowest ticket price and the highest ticket price. Let's start off with the lowest ticket price. I'm not going to tell you where it's at. You can guess. But really, let's just, if you want to guess how much the lowest ticket price is for any of the American sites. So this is any of the American sites, not the Mexico or Canada.
Tell me some of the American sites. So we got
Let me
LA.
run it down. So we got New York, LA, San Fran, Dallas, Miami, Boston, Philly, Houston, Seattle, Kansas City, and then I think Atlanta as well. I didn't see Chicago on there.
Yeah.
Seattle or Kansas City?
No, I'm gonna go with Atlanta or Kansas City.
Atlanta, yeah. Atlanta's got the busiest airport.
I know.
You said the cheapest.
Yeah, the cheapest.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, Atlanta being down south is not quite as expensive as New York and some of those other places.
Yeah.
Kansas City, is a little bit harder to get out there. I don't know what venue they're playing out. They're playing at Chiefs Stadium?
Yep, the Arrowhead. Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the cheapest ticket. Do you want us to guess the cheapest ticket amount and the place, or just the place?
Let's do that.
Cheapest ticket amount is $575 in Atlanta.
That's a good guess.
I'm gonna go Kansas City, $625.
Okay, those are all good guesses. Now, the reason why I didn't want to tell you the city, because certain teams are playing in the city. Kansas City, they start off with Argentina. So one of the actually most expensive tickets.
Yeah.
That's going to be a crazy sight with a bunch of Argentinians in Kansas City. I'd love to see that.
Nice.
But the cheapest ticket is actually in San Francisco at $317. Yep. And Switzerland versus, I forget what the other country is, but I know Switzerland was the favorite.
That's the reason why.
$317. The most expensive ticket. Do you guys want to take a guess? All the same cities.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
And I'll give you guys a hint, because last time I kind of didn't leave you a lot of info. This is going to be the Brazil game. So.
Oh, but I don't even know where they play.
I'm gonna go Chicago.
No, Chicago.
Chicago's not on the list.
Oh,
yeah.
It wasn't? Okay. Run through the list one more time for me.
We got Atlanta, New York, LA, San Fran, Dallas, Miami, Boston, Philly, Houston, Seattle, Kansas City.
Miami, most expensive ticket, $136,000.
If Brazil is playing there, yes.
I stand though.
Let's go. I'm gonna go New York, and I'm going to say $40,000.
You got New York right. It's not that much. $1,600.
Wait, are we talking about? You're talking about like the most expensive ticket for that game?
No, I'm sorry. This is the cheapest ticket.
The most
expensive cheapest ticket.
Yeah.
The most.
I'm so sorry. No, 130
cheapest ticket in what city? So
okay,
that's
okay, gotcha.
That's the lowest amount.
Yeah.
Of that city.
Okay, gotcha. I completely I went off.
It's okay. Yeah, but it's six. It's just shy of $1,700. It's in New York, the MetLife. So, tons of flights there. Brazil will be playing there. Yep, Brazil will be playing. I'm not sure who they play against.
Man, you said you don't know nothing about it. You know everything.
I guess.
He knows the whole schedule. He knows all that. He's like, oh, I don't watch soccer. You watch soccer. I don't know nothing of it. This guy's like, Brazil's playing. This guy knows exactly all the schedules.
I mean, it's New York. They're gonna try to put the best team in New York. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
New Yorkers think that they're whatever.
And we're based in Florida, so I just wanted to round out the Miami one. I forget who plays. I didn't write down the schedule, but that is going to be $415. That's actually the second cheapest ticket. And if you remember, the people in Miami take their soccer seriously. About a year or two ago, they were rushing into the stadium. So security is definitely going to be ramped up for the World Cup.
I remember that.
Yeah. They're not going to allow that to happen again. But I wanted to ask one more thing, because you guys were talking about golfing in the Netherlands. And I know this just from golfing with friends. Lewis, do you know how many clubs are allowed in your golf bag?
Are allowed?
Yep, there is a certain number.
That is a good question, because
as it includes the putter, the driver, everything.
12 or 14?
It's 14.
14.
14.
Yeah.
It's 14. All right. I like that.
So I
We're
see.
gonna get you there.
What was going on in your head?
Wild guess, baby. Wild guess.
That's all I got for Corey's Corner. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah.
Before you jump off, we just got finished doing behind the curtain. Let's tell us what's going on behind the curtain for Corey Davis.
We got a lot of trade show activity going on. So
Nice.
this is it's very seasonal with trade shows. Usually school season is the best way to do it, from Labor Day to Memorial Day. And then as we get closer to Memorial Day, that's really when a lot of these shows are ending. So starting really tomorrow all the way till Memorial Day, we are swamped with some trade shows. We have some other movements going on that are really good. Right now, it's DOT Blitz Week.
Yeah.
So for anyone, we're finding some challenges. We're getting through it, but there are a lot of challenges. A lot of people reaching out to me. Hey, do you have a truck that I haven't heard from in 6 to 8 months? But everything is pretty good. We're definitely going to be ramping down on the trade shows and going into the summer with a lot of other shipments and projects lined up.
Corey, talk about DOT Week and what that really is, and then why does it become such a challenge?
So DOT Week is a week where the Department of Transportation will focus on certain laws and regulations, and they do that by they pull over the driver. When they get pulled over, they're going to find something.
It's inspections. Yeah,
it's an inspection. They're going to find something, and it's not if it's when they find something. It could be anything.
Well, I would say this, Corey. Not always.
That's true.
And that's why a lot of these bad drivers stay off the road. The good drivers,
that is true,
because they got their stuff together. But keep going.
Yeah, so it's not all drivers. They are very focused on finding something, though. So even the good drivers, they might get a ticket for something minute that they didn't even realize was wrong on their truck. Good for safety for you and I that are on the roads every day for driving. There's a reason why they do this, but there's an intense focus. A lot of the drivers, they just stay home. They don't want to deal with it. They rather just take a vacation. They do it every year. It's always in the middle of May. It creates a lot of capacity issues. So, and what that means is if there was 100 drivers in your area, it might be cut in half for that week. And it gets a little crazy. It gets a little crazy. That's the crazy is just a small portion of what goes on. And then with fuel costs and everything else, it's been quite the week, I would say.
Yeah. And I think that's important for customers to know, because they don't necessarily know this, and for them to be a little bit more patient during it's 2 weeks, right? It's DOT week is 2 weeks.
Just one.
It's just one, and actually, I think it usually starts like Monday and it ends on a Thursday, so it's not even a full week.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely keeps the guys off the roads. Creates a lot of challenges for a lot of people. Like I said, I've had maybe 3 or 4 people either reach out to me that I haven't spoken to in a few months, or lanes just trying to get covered last second. I'll pay whatever. And
did you tell him I ain't heard from you in 3 months? Don't be calling me now.
I have.
Now that you got these, I need you to call me on a regular basis if y'all want me to do this.
And yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, a lot of we're based in Florida, so we have produce season going on. A lot of watermelon that ends typically right after Memorial Day. The fuel costs hiking up, and then with DOT Blitz Week, if you're in Florida, inbound or outbound, it's been kind of a nightmare, to be honest. But we get through it. We get through it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, oh damn, I stumbled all over that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Corey Davis, and this has been Corey's Corner. We're going to come back with the final word right after this sponsor read. This next segment of Bear Down Level Up is brought to you by Eureka BI. RFPs are wasting your team's time. I can almost guarantee you. Brokers and carriers are leaving money on the table, chasing bids with spreadsheets, emails, and having zero consistency. We have a solution for that. Eureka BI has a solution for that. Eureka BI automates your RFP process, standardizing every step so your team collaborates on bids faster, smarter, with more insights to win more freight. And that's what it's all about, right? Winning freight, not just wasting time on bidding. No more reinventing the wheel on every single quote. This is a repeatable system that scales with your business. Visit eurekabi.com and start bidding with confidence. That's Eureka BI, spelled EUREEKABI.com. And we are back with the final word. And for the final word, I have this video for you. Check it out. A triangle. When I think about life and I think about trying to get to where I'm trying to go, that triangle, in the middle of that triangle, man, I'm gonna use the story that I just gave you guys. Bring Nebraska home. I don't know what it is for you, but in the middle of my triangle in 2022, it was bring Nebraska home. On top of that triangle was thoughts. On the bottom left was emotions. On the bottom right was actions. And I had arrows pointing to bring Nebraska home. And that really sums up life for me. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish, you have to be aligned to it. Your thoughts. Why think of anything but what you want to happen? Not what you don't want to happen, but what you want to happen. Control your thoughts on what it is that you want to happen. All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Bear Down, Level Up. I am Desmond Clark.
And I'm Louis Santana.
And always remember, bear down, level up. See you guys on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to the Bear Down Level Up podcast. Be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes. Until next time, keep bearing down and leveling up.